Let's talk about bird flu and RFK Jr. RFK Jr.'s current plan is to let bird flu just run free through all of the flocks in the United States so that we can identify and preserve the birds that are immune to it. So I'm going to say a couple things about this from two different articles. Hannah Rosen of The Atlantic, great writer, really good writer. She did a podcast this week with a guy named Greg Herbruck, who is an egg farmer in the United States. And it started off as follows. Last year, on the day before Easter, Greg Herbruck lost 70 hens. The next day, in that same barn, it was 700. The day after that, it was 10,000 dead hens. 3 days at Easter. By Thursday, another one of our farms about 5 miles away tested positive. The following week, our third site confirmed positive. And so within right around a week, our 3 large farms in Michigan, they had all tested positive. And since Easter last weekend, in 7 or 8 days, he had 6.5 million hens die. 6.5 million. First of all, I don't even know what the hell you do physically with 6.5 million dead chickens. Then a professional veterinarian was interviewed on CNN yesterday, Kansas State veterinarian Gail Hansen, and had the following context to add, which is important. Most of the birds that are laying eggs are pretty much from the same kind of stock. They're the same breed. They're the same type of bird. They're not quite clones of each other, but they're pretty close. So if you've got a disease that's going to kill them, which it does, it's going to kill all of them. And even if you have 1 in a million, the rest of them are going to die a horrible death. She then suggested an alternative to letting flocks all across the country get bird flu unchecked. And I'll come back to another point here as well. In Europe and Canada, they have smaller flocks in larger areas. The birds aren't as confined relative to one another. And they have vaccinations. They have a vaccination program. We don't do any of that stuff here in the United States. And another point from this first article is, relative to RFK Jr. saying, just let every bird in the United States get bird flu. To be clear, this is not the recommendation of pretty much any scientist, because it would only give H5N1 virus that causes bird flu more opportunities to evolve and mutate, which it's already doing at an alarming rate. There was a moment last year when bird flu was detected in a small number of cattle herds in the United States and could have been contained more easily, but the government basically missed that moment. Now, birds, cows, and the rest of us, people, could be at the mercy of government officials who are suspicious of mainstream science. What's the tipping point? When we might need to change our daily behavior? Who is coming up with broader solutions? What do Kennedy, Dr. Oz, and others mean when they call for more natural solutions? Yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot about herd immunity to bird flu, which is dramatically more fatal than COVID ever dreamed of being. So, but transmission can be prevented by wearing masks, thoroughly cleaning and disinfecting surfaces, because COVID was a coronavirus, airborne, didn't survive on surfaces. Bird flu is an influenza virus, also airborne, but can live on surfaces and in the air for up to 48 hours. Yeah. But all the things us normies were doing to prevent transmission of COVID will largely be effective to prevent the transmission of bird flu. And those are all the things that MAGA and people on the right refuse to ever do again. So as I think about this, my heart goes out to every healthcare worker. And I've had dozens and dozens and dozens of them in my comments on posts that I've done relative to bird flu. And they're like, nah, if it achieves human-to-human transmission, I'm out. I'm done. I'm quitting. I'm leaving. I'm not going through this again. I'm not going to deal with these people again. So, Godspeed, everyone. May the odds be ever in your favor.